Hi everyone, welcome to Ethernal Realms and welcome to the month ahead astrology reading. Make sure you check your sun, moon, and rising signs for a comprehensive view of the month. Additionally, I would recommend watching the tarot reading of the month ahead for your zodiac to get a different perspective of the month. While you will know the astrology in advance through this session, I will also send you a reminder when the astrological events are near. All you have to do is subscribe, hit the bell, and you will be notified as the events occur. I occasionally post behind the scenes meditation guidance, quizzes, and polls, which you can check for yourself in my community page, and it goes without saying that you will be notified when new videos are out, such as other zodiac readings and pick a card tarot readings too. If you prefer to cut down the guesswork about your month ahead, you can always connect with me via Etsy to get a personalized week by week, month ahead tarot reading paired with the general astrology. So enough about me, let's talk about you. So, on the 1st of July, we have the Sun meeting with Mercury in the sign of Cancer, and that is going to be in your 12th house. So, there is some newfound clarity that comes through from an unexpected source, from your dreams, hypnosis, symbolism, through the universe, through your soul. If you meditate or practice mindfulness in any way, you can receive some powerful insights, especially coming through perhaps a maternal ancestor as well. So, yes, very powerful here. The more you rest your mind, the better you're able to conduct yourself throughout not only this weekend, but also throughout the week. Okay, the next day we have Venus in your sign squaring with Uranus in Taurus, and Uranus is in your 10th house. So there is this ongoing stress that has been going on between your partner, the house of Aquarius, and Taurus being your 10th house. But right now we're talking about you and your career. Okay, there can be some unexpected developments in that career field or in your goals, ambitions, and the way that you want to show up in the world that is changing, or you're feeling as though you need to change something. There is something that within you is growing and developing while Venus is in your sign. You might be wanting to change your hair and makeup or dressing, or the way that you're presenting yourself. Do you want to be taken seriously? Do you want to be taken more fun? And what is it exactly that you're hoping to express in this lifetime? Your zodiac is all about that expression, so it's very important for you to showcase that in some way or the other. Maybe you're into handicrafts now and you would rather work behind the scenes, or you're interested in gardening and going organic or something like that, where you're making some changes that is pretty visible, but that might be a little bit stressful because you don't really know exactly what would make you feel satisfied around this time. So because it is a square aspect, both areas of life need to be given equal focus, because there's a lot of energy that comes with the squares. If it is not channeled in both areas, it quickly turns into frustrations, and that's when the stress and rage and all of that kind of come in. But because it's a Venus square, I'm inclined to say that whatever you do discover ultimately is going to be quite exciting and not thought of before. So that's nice. Pretty innovative solutions or creative thinking that can come up here. All right, now on the 3rd, we have a full moon in the sign of Capricorn, and therefore the moon is in Capricorn and the sun is in Cancer. So your 6th and 12th house is getting lit up again. And we talk about making some changes in your everyday routine, your lifestyle, health regimen, maybe exercising more or eating differently or going for longer walks or something like that. This can even be getting in touch with nature a little bit more, because Capricorn is an earth sign. Hiking, trekking, some sort of adventure, that can be quite exciting for you or bring you a lot of long-lasting benefits. And because it's a time of the full moon, something is coming to a conclusion. Maybe a work project is coming to a close, or something that has been ongoing for the last 6 months. There might be a discovery that something is not working, or there's like a missing piece of information that now comes to light, probably in the weekend, but now there's more implementation and the topic kind of goes forward, coming the 3rd. But this helps you reorganize and rebalance your life. Now, because it's an opposition between the 6th and the 12th, we automatically talk about your work-life balance, or rather, how much time do you spend, doing things, and how much time are you spending releasing control, letting things flow, and not needing to organize everything, but just flowing as is. On the 9th, we have a favorable aspect between Mercury in Cancer in your 12th house with Neptune, who is retrograde in Pisces, in the 8th house. So your private houses are being blessed here, which means you feel a deep sense of peace, relaxation, harmony, especially in your relationship with the spiritual realm and your emotional connections, such as with family members or other loved ones. And because Neptune is retrograde, this means that you get some very valuable, realistic insights, perhaps through therapy or through some shadow work, some self-work. If you ask yourself certain questions, you're bound to find the answers that you're looking for that are going to help you get out of ongoing or recurring situations. This can even mean that anywhere that you have been delusioning yourself, that truth comes to light, but it comes out in a very peaceful manner. It's like, oh yeah, I do have that pattern, and that's why I keep attracting this. Duh. You kind of get it. You're on board with it. You're more accepting of this information instead of resisting it. Now, if you have Neptune retrograde in your birth chart, that is, if you know your birth chart, and even if not, you can get one for free. There are so many websites. Just enter your birth details, birth time, date, and place, and you're going to get it, and you can see if Neptune is retrograde for you. If it is, then this is the phase where you might feel some forward movement regarding your spiritual world, regarding your soul purpose, or even your subconscious mind, how you relate with your mind. You might feel that you get more vivid dreams in this situation. It's as though the spirit world is more directly in contact with you through your inner world at this time. So some valuable insights can absolutely flood in. On the 10th, we have a lot of things happening. The first one is Mercury in Cancer is opposite Pluto in Capricorn, which is your 6th house. And Pluto is also retrograde, which means that the transformations need to be made by ourselves from the inside out, deep down. It might not be apparent or visible on the outside, but a lot changes on the inside. How you relate to authority, how much control are you maintaining in your everyday life, and what can you relinquish? There can be valuable insights, like I said, that are coming in, and even on this day, which help you rebalance your everyday life. How do you come to service? What projects are you getting involved in? What do you focus on in your day-to-day habits? Are there some habits that are toxic or holding you back? Or do you need them anymore? What exactly is the dependency? There's a lot of things that you need to think about here related to one or more of these topics. The same day, we have Mars moving away from your sign into Virgo. So now there comes a methodical approach towards finances, towards self-worth, as well as your priorities and what you hold valuable. So you're more likely to focus on health, diet, healing, time management, space organization. These are the things that are likely to be expenses around this time, but also these will be the same skills that bring in some extra money or extra growth within you, and you feel really nice about yourself. You feel like you're heightening in value when you have Mars over here. Mars in Leo can be a little bit exaggerated at times, and it's like, yes, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to take on a lot, and I'm going to get everything done. Mars is very action oriented. And I know that Leo tries to, establish everything, but it at the same time gets very encouraged by the Martian, philosophy of let's just go for it. Let's take risks, make the first move, and then we'll see what happens, right? So when Mars comes into an Earth sign, it kind of slows down a little bit. It's like, okay, let's collect our thoughts. Let's analyze the situation a bit and see it through. Let's see what needs to be let go, what needs to be kept, because Virgo is the sign of discernment. The same day, as soon as Mars enters Virgo, it is in a trine aspect with the North Node in Taurus. So there can be some blessings and forward movement that we get because of our new ideas or our new philosophy, new way of acting. Okay, and this blessing is coming to you from your ninth house of your belief system, your 10th house of your authority figures, your goals and ambitions in life, and wherever it is that you're trying to go, this your financial situation or your heightening self-worth and your self-belief is going to push you forward towards those uncomfortable situations. Maybe you need to have a difficult conversation with a boss, or you want to go for a different kind of job, or you're looking for some other type of project within the same company, same institution, whatever the case is, but you've been waiting for that time where you're like recompensed for all the efforts that you're putting in. While Mars is in Leo, you probably put in a lot of work, put in a lot of effort and passion and ideas and all of that. Now, because the financial house is being lit up, it's likely you're getting some financial feedback or some valuable feedback that you can take on board, either make some changes or get recompensed financially. Okay, then the next day we have Mercury moving into Leo from Cancer. So your mind is likely going to be quite rejuvenated here. Your communication is going to be quite visible to whoever you speak. They might compliment your voice. They can also be paying more close attention to the words that you're choosing. And because Mercury is in square with the North Node in Taurus, I would say be careful about not be careful, but like be particular about the words that you're choosing in a professional setting. Okay, so Mercury over here can feel very confident, and that's awesome, and also very charming and all of that, so it's super nice. But because it's a square on this day, okay, on this day, it's not like all the time, just on this day, you might feel that extra like, yes, I'm going to do anything, I'm going to break open all the doors. There can be this extra boost of confidence that comes in here, as if you know exactly what to say or exactly what you want, and you're just going to go for it. In some cases, if you have been tolerating for far too long and your voice has been suppressed, this can be a very liberating aspect. Okay, so it's not all bad, it depends on your situation, but at the same time, if you're asking a lot from other people, then choose your words carefully. I'm not saying you won't get it, okay, I'm not saying you won't have that breakthrough as well, but just be watchful of the words you choose, because it can be perceived differently. Okay, right the next day, by the way, this is the last North Node aspect that's forming while the North Node is in Taurus for like 18 years, when the North Node returns to Taurus over here. So this is going to be giving us some extra piece of information and some tips or guidance as well that comes in, probably from authority figures or other people that you look up to in your industry, in whoever has achieved the lifestyle or the status that you're looking for. So that can be very useful for the new cycle that begins right the next day, when we have the North Node move into Aries. So now the Aries Libra axis is going to be lit for the coming 1.5 years, starting the 12th of July. So this is going to bring up your communication and also your travel plans. There can be some visa changes for some of you, some documentation work you need to do, maybe getting a driver's license, or that's what you're wanting. Or if you already have one, then you might be looking for an upgrade. The ninth house is about taking what is already accomplished in your third and upgrading that, expanding that. So your mindset, it might be really nice for your everyday life and routine, but you might see that there is new insights that come in regarding your belief systems, your philosophical point of view. You might be very inclined to go for a higher education. Maybe what you've done and the skills that you have is already amazing, but you're like, I feel like I need to express myself differently, so I'm going to go for a different course here, try something new and see if I can do it or not. And Leo, you're a fire sign, Aries is a fire sign, so I think this is a very harmonious situation going on for you guys. And this also means that you will discover new facets of you. Even though it is challenging, it's kind of a good challenge. It's like, hey, I dare you to accomplish this. And Leo loves a good competition. So I think you're going to do pretty well in this whole tenure that it is here. But of course, wherever the North Node goes, there is a bit of discomfort. It's something new and inexperienced. So in the beginning stages, we might tend to take on a lot, or we underestimate the challenge, or we don't have a good enough idea of what we are going to become once the North Node is finishing its cycle, basically. So be patient with yourself and try to learn in bits and pieces from whatever aspects form with the North Node, because those days bring in some very valuable insights about what is going to bring us closer to our soul expression and to our direction of fulfillment. So the North Node in Aries is going to teach you to take more proactive action and just go for things, be more bold, courageous, and explore different areas. You're likely to connect with people from different cultural backgrounds and learn foreign languages as well, but you would have to take the initiative in that way if you want to be a part of the larger community. This can even mean going abroad for education, and that is going to be highly beneficial if you learn the local language, if there is any, apart from English, depending on where you're going, of course. But this can also mean that you are expanding your business as well, if you have one, where you're not only talking about the local community, but you might be going international, okay? And so you need to appeal to a different type of crowd. So you have to learn about their way of being. What do they value? How do they think? What is their approach to life, right? There are so many things. So you're taking that initiative and going for learning all these different things. On the 17th, we have a new moon in Cancer, and that's in your 12th house. And new moons bring about new potential, new beginning, and a new chapter that is then fulfilled 6 months down the line when we have a full moon in Cancer. So the new moon here can mean that you're taking a new take on what spirituality means to you. How can you connect better with your own soul? How can you release and have more faith? How can you surrender to the unknown? How can you be more in touch with your emotional side? There is heightening compassion and empathy that happens here. Or you recognize new facets of yourself, new abilities that you have. And that can be pleasantly surprising. It can be quite soothing as well. I'm also you get some nice night's rest. You're also probably prioritizing your rest time a lot, because there's so much going on in your outside realm, like in your 6th house of daily routines, like we talked about, and also your career life and the world at large. So you absolutely are prizing the alone time that you get, working from behind the scenes related to something compassionate, creative, or emotional in nature. Healing, therapy, all of these things can be very beneficial as well. It can help you let go of some ongoing situations that have not been working in your favor. Okay, the same day we have Mercury in your zodiac squaring with Jupiter in Taurus. So once again, tendency to overpromise or take on too much, and not that you won't deliver. You probably will. You're a fixed sign, so you will figure a way out to deliver, but it might make you feel very tired, like mentally tired especially. Okay, and because it's on the new moon day, again, there is that fresh energy of like, okay, I'm revitalized. I can do anything. I can take on anything. That's kind of the mentality that comes with it. And that's the energy that kind of propels us forward. But as we get closer and closer, or rather farther away from the new moon, we're like, I forgot to take into account that my energy level is not going to be the same every single day. Right? So something like that can come up, but this is the day that probably take on a little bit much. So just be watchful of that. But it's a Jupiter square again. So whatever you do promise, even though it's a bit of a challenge, it might actually upgrade your work. You might be doing this for a reason, that let's say you want to upgrade to a manager position or a more senior position. And if you take on a specific type of role, it qualifies you for that upgrade. Okay, so on the 20th, we have the Sun in Cancer trining with Neptune in Pisces, and Neptune is in the 8th house in retrograde, and the Sun is in the 12th. So once again, behind the scenes work is highly blessed, new insights coming in through your subconscious, through your dream state, and while you rest, that bring you healing and bliss. The same day, we have Mars in Virgo, right opposite Saturn in Pisces, and Saturn is as well retrograde, and this talks about restructuring and channeling that restructure into your financial life. There can be some rebalancing of your shared resources as well if you share them with someone else. Such as joint finances, for example, or if you're sharing your house with someone else, then maybe the refrigerator is something that you share, right? The common spaces are something you share, and that is part of the 8th house. Okay, so there can be some new insights that come in around the 10th that are now being implemented, and that has a direct effect on how much money you're saving for yourself, or what your personal priorities are, and what are you willing to compromise for the other. Okay, it can be a partner, it can be a roommate, regardless. What are you willing to share with the other? How much are you willing to invest? Are you sure you want to keep invest in a certain space? Maybe you want to try out different things. The way that you're prioritizing your finance as well can be shifting and changing. Okay, on the 22nd, we have the Sun right opposite Pluto. Pluto is in Capricorn in your 6th house, and the Sun is in your 12th. So this one again is about rebalancing. Whenever we talk about oppositions, we talk about moderating both sides in order to bring peace and balance to both sides of the opposition. So not too much focus on the spiritual side, nor too much focus on the everyday routines and life. I think you're just like, okay, I'm gonna rest a little bit, I'm gonna work a little bit, I'm gonna exercise a bit, and then I will meditate a little bit, and that's going to be the very sweet spot to go about it. If not, there can be just tension of there's so much to do in my everyday life that I don't even have time to rest, or I have been slow and resting, I've been sleeping in quite long, and now I'm behind on doing all of these things that I needed to do. Okay, next, on the same day, we have the Sun in Cancer squaring with the North Node in Aries. So your 12th house and your 9th house is squaring. This can mean that there are some fears that can come up regarding the expansion that is happening. So this is the first aspect that the North Node is forming, right? While after moving into Aries. So this is the first of, oh, what if I can't? What if this is too big? Did I take too much? Did I take on too much? I do love to rest, and maybe I don't want to challenge so much. I have other priorities or other focuses at this time that I did not take into account, or something like that. But again, the squares bring in very valuable information. They tell you what does not work, which is absolutely very important, right? But also it can tell us where we stop ourselves. While you're taking the initiative, what stops you down the line? Why don't you follow through with that? So when the North Node is there, it really drills down on that particular house and that particular subject. It's like, okay, let's see this through. Let's really, really look at it. So the Sun is squaring this, says that there needs to be some action that's taken here. Where do you self-sabotage? As well can come up, or where are some mistakes that are made unconsciously, consciously, whichever case, and you're able to spot where exactly things go wrong in the past. So now that you know that, you're not going to keep repeating it, likely. Okay, on the 23rd, we have the zodiac season shifting. It is your season. The Sun moves into Leo, but the same day we have Venus in Leo going retrograde. So this is a different flavor of Leo season than you're probably used to, but this is going to be about Maybe you want to spend some time just by yourself, okay? Venus in the first house going retro is like, let me look at myself in a different perspective. Let me think about myself differently. Your self-concept is about to change. And at the same time, blessings and returns that have been pending, they are due time. You've put in your efforts, you've done your stuff. This is the time where you can see the blessings coming in. Now, Venus retro can be also like, what do you look for in a romantic situation? What type of partnership are you looking for? What is success to you? What is fame to you? What are your goals? What's your passion? There can be these things changing. How do you relate to children? What exactly do you like about children? These things are changing, and because it's the first house, it's quite pivotal. The shifts and changes that happen over here, you're likely to incorporate for quite some time, not to the level that you experience while it is retrograde, of course, but the lessons that are learned are more long lasting. And it is still focusing on you because the sun is over there. There's like a total focus over there, right? And because Leo is in a harmonious situation with the North Node, everything that you learn here is going to propel you in a favorable way, in a harmonious way, gives you more clarity and joy as well, which move you towards your future vision. Okay, so the same day, we have Mercury in Leo squaring with Uranus in Taurus. So you might have some decisions regarding your career. You're like, well, I have to think of myself now, or I have to make some tough calls. Maybe I need to change my job or change the way that I go about doing my job. Some things that are not resonating with you anymore, you might be wanting to let that go because it's stagnant. But because it's a square aspect, you might feel a little bit stressful to do so. And I mean, you are a fixed sign. You're not about just dropping things. You are steady and stable in that way. Once you commit to a passion, it's not like you to just be like, well, not anymore. Bye-bye, next, right? It's not like that. So I think that's the stress here for you. Okay, on the 27th, we have Mercury meeting with Venus, who is retrograde in Leo. So I think we're getting the first, clear insights of what Venus is trying to do here, okay, in your zodiac. I think there are some clear understandings of, okay, this is why I do this, or this is why I attract stuff like this, or this is why I do not enjoy certain things in the world, and this is what I would like to change about my reality, or things like that. So this insight, because it's so conscious, you're able to take action on it. Okay, that's what I like about it. Now, on the 28th, we have Mercury in Leo trining with the North Node in Aries. So again, valuable insights come in, but this is a favorable aspect. So you're likely going to get some good results or some good feedback from your mentor figures from, again, different cultures, and all the initiatives that you're making towards your future vision to expand your horizons. Whatever it is you're doing, that clarity can feel very liberating or very fulfilling. After this, Mercury moves into Virgo. So now there's even more financial planning, strategy, and thinking about what is valuable, what is worthy. You might be doing some decluttering around the house or in your account, maybe neatening up, maybe writing down what you spend every single day, or having a journal or something like that to keep it very organized, so you don't have to like run after separate sheets of paper or whatever. If an app works, then you're finding the right app as well, so you can manage your situation better. So that's what I have for you. Thank you for being here. I really hope you enjoyed and that the messages help you out throughout the month. Stay tuned for the tarot reading for your zodiac sign as well. I will be uploading them soon. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified whenever that's up. And if you enjoyed the reading, please do like and comment your thoughts if you have any. It will be really lovely to hear back from you, and it really helps the channel grow as well. I will see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye.